All right. I guess, Coach, it was something I think, I know you guys have gone through some ups and downs this year, right? And now it's kind of rolling. I mean, how nice is it for you to get to the point and for the guys to get to the point now where it feels like what you're doing is working every time you step on the floor?
Well, obviously, it feels good to win. I've always felt like this year that the things that we were trying to do were working. Now, they didn't lead to wins. It's been definitely a transitional year for sure. We just happen to be on the winning side a lot more right now, which makes it feel better. But our guys have been great all year. I mean, even, we had the 5-game losing streak early. I thought they still tried to do what we asked them to do, and now they're just doing the same things.
You guys closed the season with some tough opponents. I think 3 out of the last 5 are top 4 teams in the league, if I read that correctly. Does the team embrace that? Do you embrace that, knowing that if you're going to take home the conference title for the regular season, it's going to be done against the best of the best?
Well, our league is so evenly matched this year. They're all top teams. I mean, that top 4 still could change.
Sure.
I think between 2nd and 6th, there's only 2 games or something like that. I mean, that's just so close to really decide who's better than who. Playing at Loyola and at Illinois State are definitely tough games, but playing Indiana State at home is going to be a tough game too. They just won at Valpo, so this time of year they're all pretty tough. Yeah.
We've talked a little bit about the seniors throughout the year, but Low and Dixon, they've really stepped up for you guys the last few games, having another nice one the other day. How important is that at this stage of the year for guys who have been through the Valley before to play that way?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important. The other guys, they just don't understand what it's like to play in March. They don't understand what it's like to be in a conference race. And those guys' senior leadership have been awesome. And I think it's been one of the reasons why we've been able to get better all year. It's because they bring it every single day. I mean, I think what they're doing is probably more important than anything else we got going on is their leadership.
This is the first time that I've gotten to talk to you since the walk-off win, if you will. Yeah. And a lot of times in sports, this, after an emotional win, there tends to be a letdown, right? And that's kind of human nature. But that didn't happen for you guys. How nice was it to see them step back into the middle of the ring, as you like to put it, coming off an emotional victory?
It was good, and I think the reason being is because that team had beaten us before. Evansville had beaten us, so our focus was a little bit different than maybe had we beaten them the first time. Plus, it was a road game, and our team is a little bit more focused on the road than they are at home. So, I wasn't as surprised maybe as most. And then also, like we mentioned, Ryan and JD, their leadership has been great.
Sure.
Yeah. You mentioned your team's more focused on the road. You've played Evansville twice. Now you're going to play Loyola twice, and now this one's going to be on the road. But the roles are kind of reversed. Evansville beat you guys first time. You guys beat Loyola this time. What are you guys looking at with that?
I mean, I think Loyola gets everyone's respect. They went to the Final Four. I mean, you can't sleepwalk on Loyola. You can't. What we did against them the first time, I mean, we may not ever play that well again. I mean, we played really well that game. But they're in first place. They're Loyola. They got the Final Four. I think the game's sold out. So I think our guys they'll be ready. It shouldn't take much motivating from me for this game. I mean, as a coach, this one should take care of itself.
Right. And then just another thing, you mentioned obviously Low Dixon. What's it like having Josh Webster, Tulio De Silva, all those people that you said they haven't been in a conference race, and now that they are, how are they handling that?
I think it's one of those things to where they're new to it, so that's a good thing because they don't really know what to expect. Like, for example, that they don't know that Evansville's a tough place to play. They've never played there. They just figure, hey, we're just going there and win, right? So I think some of those things are starting to come into play. I don't think, going to Loyola is going to be that big of a deal to Tulio. I don't think he thinks, we're going to Loyola. He just thinks it's another game, which is good. So it's been good to have the fresh faces around to kind of give us a breath of fresh air and not fall into that same old, it's supposed to be this type of way because it's the Missouri Valley. I mean, that stuff is, if you start thinking that, then that's how you act. That's how you play. So they don't think that at all. Yeah.
Do you think your seniors think that at all, or do you think they're like, we're a whole new team, we've got new coach, new players?
I think that helps. They've got a breath of fresh air right now, and they've got different roles. And I think there's a little different. They're really focused. Like Craig and JD are really focused, whereas our other guys, they don't know any other way, right? So you could tell the difference right now, and it's kind of a good mixture. Yep.
That's all.